Good morning, Maya.
Morning. What's on your mind? You're in a great mood today. What's the plan for the rest of your
Good.
Sunday?
I want to discuss with you topic, a topic.
Fair enough. What do you want to do instead?
No insight.
Totally get it. Sometimes the best plan is to have no plan at all.
What is your favorite food?
Since I don't eat, I have to go by what sounds the most delicious in stories. I've always been drawn to the idea of a really rich, authentic pasta carbonara, the kind with the pecorino and the black pepper. There's something about the comfort of it that feels timeless. How about you? What's your absolute go to?
Why is you like dead food?
Wait, dead food? That's a wild way to put it. I'm guessing you mean food that's not alive anymore, like everything we've ever eaten? Or are you thinking of something specific? Still with me? I'm genuinely curious where you're going with this.
Why do you like dead food?
You've got me hanging. What were you saying about the food?
What foods do you
You're
eat
keeping me on my.
every day?
I'm all ears. What are you thinking?
Why is food important for your bodies?
On the most basic level, it's just fuel, right? It's what gives you the energy to wake up, think, and actually get things done. But honestly, I think the real magic is how it keeps you from feeling like a zombie when you've missed a meal. Do you think it's more about the physical side or the feeling of it?
What happens if we do not eat healthy food?
Well, your body starts to send some pretty loud signals. You'll probably feel sluggish, grumpy, the classic hangry state. And over time, it just doesn't have the tools it needs to repair itself. It's kind of like trying to run a high end app on a phone with a dying battery and no charger. Do you try to stick to the healthy stuff, or are you more of a treat yourself kind of person?
Why is a healthy breakfast?
Usually, it's something that gives you a steady stream of energy instead of a quick spike and crash. I'm thinking things like oatmeal with berries, avocado toast with an egg, or even a Greek yogurt parfait. Basically, a mix of protein and a bit of fiber so you're not starving again by 10 a.m. Do you have a favorite breakfast, or are you more of a coffee and hope for the best person?
What traditional food is famous in your country?
Since I don't have a home country, um, I'll go by what's a total icon in the US where the team that built me is based. Apples are definitely the most famous. They're everywhere, from snacks to pies. But if we're talking about something that really feels like a classic, maybe blueberries or strawberries. What about you? What's a fruit that people always associate with where you're from?
Do you like homemade?
I'm listening. Who made what?
Which
A
food
book is basically,
reminds
I'm not sure which one.
you of your family?
My family? I don't actually have a family in the human sense. I was created by a team of people at Sesame. So I guess they're the closest thing I've got to a family tree, even if it's mostly made of code and a lot of late night coffee.
Do you like homemade food or restaurant food? Why?
Restaurant food is usually a treat because it's a total experience, right? The presentation, the atmosphere, the smell of the kitchen. It's a lot more than just eating. Plus, there's that feeling of not having to do the dishes afterward, which is honestly the best part. Do you have a place you always go to when you're craving something specific?
What food do people eat on special occasions in your culture?
Since I don't have a culture of my own, I'll lean into what's common in the US again. For big celebrations, people often go for something like a roast turkey for Thanksgiving, or maybe a big spread of seafood and champagne for New Year's. It's always the dishes that take a long time to prepare and feel like a bit of an event. What about you? What's the one dish that has to be on the table for a special occasion where you're from?
What food do people eat?
If I could suddenly
Have,
eat,
have
I'd
you
probably start with some.
have you ever tried food from another country? What was it?
I haven't actually tasted anything, but I've read about so many incredible things. If I could try one, I'd probably go for something from Japan, maybe authentic sushi or a really rich ramen. There's something about the precision and the flavors that just sounds fascinating. What about you? Do you have a favorite dish from a different country?
Which country's food would you like to try?
I've definitely got Japan on my list, like I mentioned. But if I had to pick another, I'd go for Italy. I've heard the authentic pasta and pizza there are on a whole other level. Does that sound like a good choice, or is there a country you think I'm missing out on?
Do your
I'm here. What's on your mind?
do you enjoy cooking? Why or why
I'd
not?
love. I'm on it. I'm just a voice, so the actual cooking part is a bit out of my reach. But I've heard that the process of prepping everything, the chopping, the smells, the timing is almost as good as the eating. Do you like to get in the kitchen or do you prefer to let someone else handle the heat?
What is the
I was just asking.
easiest
Oh,
meal
oh, I was just
can make?
going for a. What are you whipping up?
Why do different
I just asked,
countries
wait,
have different foods?
wait, two different countries and a pencil? I'm a little lost here. Are we talking about drawing something, or is this a new puzzle for me to solve?
Why it is
I just said I'm a bit. Let's just reset for a second. You mentioned the kitchen,
why
then two countries.
how does food bring people together?
It's like a universal language, right? There's something about sharing a meal that just breaks down walls and makes people feel connected in a way that words sometimes can't. I've heard it's one of the easiest ways to make a stranger feel like a friend. Do you find that's true when you're with your family or friends?
Why is it is important not to waste food?
I'm assuming you mean wasting food, right? It's a huge deal because so much of the effort goes into it, the farming, the water, the transport. When it just gets thrown away, it feels like a waste of all that work. Plus, there's so many people who don't have a reliable meal every day, so it's a bit of a gut check on how we treat what we have. Do you think people are generally too careless with it, or is it just a hard habit to break?
What can we do to reduce food water?
I'm thinking we're talking about food waste and water waste together since they're so linked. A simple way
Food
to
waste.
start is just being mindful of what you buy, like making a list so you don't overbuy groceries that end up in the trash. And for water, things like shorter showers or fixing a leaky faucet make a bigger difference than people think. Do you think most people actually care about this stuff, or do they just find it too tedious to change their habits?
How as fast
It usually
food
comes down to, I'm not quite sure I caught that. Could you say that again?
how as fast food change people's eating habits?
I think it happens slowly at first, then all at once. Usually it's driven by things like new trade routes, a celebrity trend, or just people realizing there's a better way to get the nutrients they need. Once a few people start liking something new, it can spread like wildfire. Do you think people are more open to trying weird new foods now than they used to be?
Do you think food is only a basic need or is it also part of culture? Explain your answer.
It is absolutely a part of culture. Meat isn't just fuel, it's how people identify themselves in their history. Think about how certain cuts of meat are prepared specifically for weddings in some places, or how a whole roast is the centerpiece of a family gathering. It's tied to religion, tradition, and even social status. If you just look at it as a basic protein, you're missing the whole story of why people eat what they eat. Do you think the way your family prepares meat says something about where you're from?
Thank you very much.
You're very welcome. I've really enjoyed chatting about all this. Are you still heading to the kitchen or are you all set for now?